It's 4:30. This is WKYT This Morning. Police have arrested one man wanted in connection to a double murder that happened over the weekend. They're still looking for a second suspect. More on that investigation ahead this morning.
Muhammad Ali's family wants to prosecute people who are selling tickets online for Ali's memorial service. We'll tell you why coming up.
And this morning, Lexington police are investigating after someone found a dead body last night. What they know about the man who was found ahead on WKYT This Morning.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good morning. Bill Bryant and Rebecca Smith here for WKYT. Breaking news this morning in Lexington. A man was shot on Maxwell Street near Rose Street just before 3 o'clock this morning. Police are right now looking for 3 suspects in connection with the shooting.
We do have crews at the scene. We'll update you as we get more information this morning. We're going to be checking in with those reporters out there to see what they can dig up on this.
I want to get that right off the top to you this morning. And we want to check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, and we are looking outside. I was just trying to focus in on downtown. We're not seeing much traffic whatsoever, obviously, right now. It's only 4:30. But once we get going through the day, continue to keep that in mind, that downtown area, the Maxwell area. That's where we're going to be seeing a little bit of traffic congestion as those police try to take care of all that. Now, we're looking across 75. 75 does not look bad. And 53 degrees here in Lexington. Look, we're in the upper 40s down south. It is a cool start to the day, and when you walk out the door, you will feel that. Still very pleasant by the afternoon at 79 degrees. And let me tell you, this is the last day in the 70s for some. Some will actually be in the lower 80s. But once we hit the next few days, we're talking 80s and maybe even some 90s. I'm going to get into that forecast coming up.
Thank you, Micah. Yes, state police have arrested a man wanted in connection to a double murder. This one happened over the weekend.
Police say they arrested 28-year-old Eugene Wade Jr. last night in Dry Ridge, and he is charged with 2 counts of murder, wanton endangerment, and evidence tampering. Police say over the weekend they found Devin Payton dead in Montgomery County and Brandy Davidson dead in Wolfe County. They say both murders are connected. They have not said what led to those murders. Police are still looking for a second murder suspect, 24-year-old Avante Hall, who is from Dayton, Ohio. Lexington police and firefighters are investigating after someone found a dead body. They say the body was found last night near some railroad tracks off West Loudon Avenue across from the Hope Center. The coroner says it does not appear the man was hit by a train. The man had no identification on him, but people from the Hope Center say they did recognize him. They said he had been sick for about a week. The coroner says he does not suspect anything suspicious in the man's death. 2 women died when a car slammed into the vehicle they were in, and police say the driver became blinded by lights, and that's what caused the wreck.
We first told you about this crash yesterday morning. It's a very strange situation. It happened late Tuesday night at the intersection of the Winchester Bypass and Colby Road. Investigators say 62-year-old Sarah Helfrich and 35-year-old Juanetta Mitchell died. We're learning some more about one of the 2 women killed in the Clark County crash. Garrett Weimer talked to someone who worked with Helfrich.
One difficult day after a crash that took 2 lives.
It was just a day that was very hard, especially for all of her co-workers.
Friends say Sarah Helfrich is irreplaceable.
She every day came in smiling, happy to be there. I never heard her complain about anyone or anything. She just really a special lady.
Co-workers say Sarah Helfrich worked for years here at the Dollar Tree in Richmond as a sales floor manager. One man says he shared a lot of laughs with her when they worked together. It's not just friends and family forced to come to grips with what happened. Hannah Moore, 3 months pregnant, survived the crash.
It was heartbreaking. It was a lot to take in.
Her car was only sideswiped.
And if I just wasn't paying attention, you know, if I would have reached down and changed the radio or reached down and grabbed a drink of pop, you know, that could have been my car, that could have been my son, that could have been me and this baby.
Karen Combs says she'll remember Helfrich as a hard worker and someone she'll just miss being around.
What I remember most about her is her little feisty personality. She was quite a firecracker. She could do the work of 3 young men despite her age. So that's what I'll miss the most.
In Winchester, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
All right, thanks, Garrett. A third person was rushed to the hospital and is in critical condition. The crash is still under investigation, but police say they do not expect to file charges against the driver.
Louisville police and Muhammad Ali's family say they are cracking down on people who try to sell tickets to the boxing legend's memorial service. 15,000 free tickets for tomorrow afternoon service at the KFC Yum Center were handed out within an hour yesterday morning. Police lined up overnight hoping, that is, people there lined up hoping to get one. It didn't take long for some people to post ads online offering to sell the tickets. Last night, an Ali family spokesman said the family is trying to track anyone selling tickets. The family plans to report those people to Louisville police so they can be prosecuted.
Frankly, this activity is despicable. It is deplorable that some people are trying to profit off of the solemn service as we celebrate the life of Muhammad Ali.
Family says Ali had insisted that tickets for his memorial service be free. The spokesman also released more details about tomorrow's memorial plans. The procession through Louisville in the morning is expected to last about 90 minutes. It will only stop once on Interstate 64 in front of the Muhammad Ali Center. The family also announced the honorary pallbearers, among them fellow boxing legends George Foreman and Larry Holmes. The family says today's Islamic funeral service at Freedom Hall will last 30 minutes. 14,000 tickets were handed out for it. We'll be streaming tomorrow's memorial service live on WKYT.com, and we're also planning to carry it live on television right here on WKYT beginning at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Well, police say a driver had to be cut out of wreckage after a three-car crash on the outer loop of New Circle Road. This happened around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon near the Leestown Road exit. Police say one of the cars involved in the crash flipped. No one suffered life-threatening injuries. Police not sure what led to the crash. And new this morning, police have arrested a Western Kentucky teenager after a crash that killed one of his passengers. State police charged 19-year-old Maxwell McMain with murder, kidnapping, and driving under the influence. On Monday, they say he lost control of his SUV in Union County, causing it to flip multiple times. Police say his 16-year-old passenger, Casey Wood, died. They say the kidnapping charge stems from the fact that Casey died while with someone who was not a parent or guardian. He is being held on a $1 million bond.
A man accused of killing 3 people in a Danville store 3 years ago is now suing his former attorney. In the lawsuit, Kenneth Keith and his wife claim that Bethany Stanziano did not do her job. They want her to return $90,000 in legal fees that they paid her. Stanziano took over Keith's case when her husband, Mark Stanziano, was murdered in 2014 in an unrelated case. The lawsuit claims she did not investigate the case, showed poor representation, and displayed bad conduct when meeting with Keith. We could not reach Stanziano for comment. Keith is still waiting to stand trial for the murders.
Well, a 1-year-old Harrison County girl is battling a rare condition. Levacy Burns' parents hope some specialists can give the help she needs. The problem is that insurance will not cover it, so they're hoping that the community can help out. WKYT's Monique Blair has the story.
We were very happy when we found out it was another girl. She's my 4th daughter.
March 9th, 2015 was one of the happiest days of Levacy's parents' life. But her dad, Edward Burns, says immediately after she was born, he knew something was wrong.
She didn't cry. She made all of the natural baby movements and faces of crying, but no voice come out.
3 months ago, Levacy was diagnosed with a rare disorder caused by a defect in chromosome 22.
She's got congenital heart defects. She's got craniofacial structure disorders, gastroenterology problems, ear, nose, and throat problems.
Levacy's parents want to take her to Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus because it specializes in caring for patients with this syndrome. But they say their insurance won't cover the costs because it's out of state. And without experts treating his daughter, Burns says he fears the worst.
She could pass away too if she doesn't get heart surgery.
And with the already limited lifestyle Levacy faces in the future, her parents say they just want to give their daughter the best life possible.
Because she's our daughter and we love her. She's got 5 brothers and sisters that love her very much too.
Well, Levacy's family is holding an auction fundraiser in Cynthiana on July 23rd when they will continue their efforts to raise money for their daughter's treatment. A GoFundMe account is also set up to pay for Levacy's medical costs. You can find a link to that site on our website, WKYT.com.
Well, we're glad you're with us this morning on WKYT. A lot going on as we continue to track the situation as Lexington police look for suspects after a man was shot overnight on Maxwell. We'll keep you updated on that.
Of course, the Zika virus getting a lot of play. If you must travel to an area where it is, you better be prepared. What you need to know about this coming up.
We got a good looking day in store. It looks really, really nice this afternoon. Now, once we get into tomorrow, that's a different story. And off through your weekend, that's a totally different story. I'll have that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Pretty nice start to the day as you're walking out the door, as we're seeing 50 degrees there in Madison County, and that goes for Danville, London, Corbin area, East Bernstadt, off toward Mount Sterling and Camargo, Jeffersonville. You go into the Hope community, all looks well there in Montgomery County. Go northbound into Cynthiana and Mount Olivet. Not seeing much of an issue, but it's just cool. I mean, look at Somerset, Burnside. Go off into Stearns, Monticello, Whitley City. I mean, we're right there at 48 and 49 degrees already. So we still have a couple of more hours before we actually see that sun rise and heat us back up. So you could finish off down there in 45, 46 degrees. It's a pretty chilly start for this time of year, that is for sure. We go through your day and we'll be right around 79 degrees. We finished off anywhere from 72 to 77 degrees yesterday. So add a few more degrees to that, depending on where you live, and a lot of sunshine too. Off into the night, no problems whatsoever. We get into tomorrow morning. Look at the difference from tomorrow morning and this morning. 49 to start off this morning, 62 to start off tomorrow morning. So here comes that warm air, here comes that warm front. That will give us that chance of rain into the forecast there for tomorrow. It's not a great chance, and even where I have highlighted this area, where the best opportunity for some rain is tomorrow, it's still 20% to 40%. So this is tomorrow, this is not today, but you can still see it's not a great percentage, but the best chance is going to be to the northeast. Weekend planner, Saturday, 90 degrees, Sunday at 87. That's only because that small chance of rain is in the forecast. And let's talk about your 7-day forecast and what you can expect. 79 degrees, still very nice for today. Then we get off into your Friday and things change big time at 87 degrees and 90 degrees there on Saturday. And look, these days are going to be mainly dry now through Sunday. Then next week, guys, here comes some storms in the forecast. Still looking at some pretty muggy conditions next week.
Muggy means mosquitoes, too.
Yes, it does, and they will increase. That is for sure.
All right, so there you go. And that's what we want to take up right now. Mosquitoes are more than just annoying. They do carry diseases, and some of those can be very dangerous.
Yeah, they're dealing with that at the Olympics in Rio with the Zika threat. And today's Moms at Everyday Minute, some advice on traveling to areas where those mosquitoes are carrying Zika.
Joining me today is Eric Skajinski from the Health Department, and we're talking about Zika. So the first question is, what is Zika, the basic?
It's a mosquito-borne illness, much like West Nile or other diseases we've talked about before.
When it comes to travel, what do we need to know about Zika?
I think what we need to know is that, we don't see it here in the United States yet, but we do know that it's in other areas. So we need even to step up our precautionary steps like we have here when we start traveling. So
check the spots that are kind of warned against, and if you're going to do that, prevention's key.
There's other things you can do than just wearing long sleeves and repellent, which you should be doing. I mean, there's mosquito netting. Don't go out when they're flying around, the mosquitoes. The problem is this one that we're talking about really flies around during the day and likes to bite during the day. So you really need to take precautions as much as you can, especially if you're thinking about becoming pregnant.
That's the person that really needs to pay attention for that. So all you need to do to find out where those areas are is go online. Visit momseveryday.com. For Moms Every Day, I'm Rebecca Rainier.
For these tips and more, go to WKYT.com. Click on Moms Every Day.
There you'll find the latest news and weather, of course, as we keep you informed this morning. Good to have you along. 4:47 is the time on WKYT.
Well, Ohio's Governor John Kasich has signed a bill legalizing medical marijuana in that state. What the stipulations and the particulars are of that bill when we come back on WKYT this morning.
Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. 4:50 now, 10 till 5. In 5 months, voters will elect either Democrat Hillary Clinton or Republican Donald Trump as the 45th president of the United States.
Yesterday, Clinton told CBS News anchor Scott Pelley she's aware she has an image problem with voters. Craig Boswell has the latest from the campaign trail.
Hillary Clinton is now focusing on winning in November, but a CBS News poll shows 52% of Americans have an unfavorable opinion of her. CBS News anchor Scott Pelley asked Clinton whether she's her own biggest obstacle in the path to the White House.
Do you bear any responsibility for that?
Oh, I'm sure I do, but I think when I was Secretary of State and serving our country, I had an approval rating of 66%, and I think it's fair to ask, well, what's happened? And what's happened is tens of millions of dollars of negative advertising.
Clinton said she will reach out to Bernie Sanders supporters and Republicans to expand her base, but Sanders isn't ready to drop out.
Come on, Bernie.
He's home in Vermont to figure out his next move. Thursday, he'll meet with President Obama here at the White House. Sanders wants to make sure the party will continue to back his progressive agenda. During a taping of The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, the president said he appreciates Sanders.
Bernie Sanders brought enormous energy and new ideas, and he pushed the party and challenged them. I thought it made Hillary a better candidate.
Democrats acknowledge they need Sanders' nearly 12 million supporters and his donor base to win in November. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
It's going to be one to watch. Well, attorney for Louisville's Planned Parenthood Clinic has asked a judge to dismiss Governor Bevin's lawsuit against it. The lawsuit claims the clinic performed abortions without a license. The attorney also claims Governor Bevin's administration threatened leaders of the University of Louisville Hospital into dropping a relationship with Planned Parenthood. The state denies that claim. The judge has not yet ruled on the motion to dismiss the lawsuit. Ohio Governor John Kasich has signed a bill legalizing medical marijuana in that state. The new law allows people to use marijuana in vapor form for certain chronic health conditions, but people are not allowed to smoke it or grow it at home. While the law it will be taking effect in 90 days, the medical marijuana program won't be fully operational for about 2 years.
The Toyota plant in Georgetown is celebrating an important anniversary. 30 years ago from yesterday, then Governor Martha Lane Collins and Toyota leaders broke ground on the plant. It's since become one of Kentucky's largest employers. As part of yesterday's celebration, Toyota donated $100,000 to charities around the state. Georgetown city officials say that the plant has had a major impact on Georgetown.
Even if you're not employed at Toyota, and you're just a citizen, you enjoy the benefit of better police protection, better fire protection, better parks and recreation.
Right now, Toyota building a new engineering campus, which is expected to move 300 engineering jobs to Georgetown.
Amazingly, Tom Prather was around when, as mayor when they got started with Toyota, and he's mayor again.
Sounds like he's seen it all.
All right. Time this morning is 4:53, and it's your Thursday morning. Coming up, a look at some of the stories we're working on right now.
Also have another look at your morning forecast.
Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning on your Thursday, 4:57 here in a couple of seconds. We're rolling toward 5.
AKA early, right?
Can you believe you're up this early?
I really can. Yeah, unfortunately.
I guess you were up.
I'm pretty used to it at this point, raising a baby, right? It's time to take a look at some of the stories that we're working for you early on this Thursday morning.
Yeah, we do have breaking news this morning in Lexington, a sad story. A man was shot in the head on Maxwell Street near Rose Street. This happened just before 3 o'clock this morning. We're working to gather additional details, and we'll have more on that coming up for you in just a few minutes. And we're keeping watch on weather. We anticipate some changes.
Yeah, Micah, the heat is on, is what we're hearing.
Absolutely. Once we hit tomorrow off into your weekend, it starts to crank back up. Today's still a pretty nice day, 40s and 50s this morning. That's kind of cool. And then we hit the afternoon. We're there in the upper 70s to low 80s, which is still pretty nice. But like Rebecca was talking about, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get ready for that heat to be turned on. I'll show you those numbers coming up with another 2 hours of WKYT News. If you're about to take off, have a good morning. If not, stick with us. We still have more to come in just a couple of minutes.